Right. Now, I mean, why do you think they're calling so conservative?
It's hard to say. Maybe they're not wanting to show too much against lesser in competition. Maybe, they've only had 8 months to install an offense. So do we really know how much of it they have installed?
Right.
And
That's a good point.
That's one thing I brought up to some Miami fans I was talking to during the game. They were kind of upset about it. And it's like, listen, none of these offensive players have been a whole new offense. And you can only do so much in 8 months because, there's all kinds of NCAA restrictions on it. The coaches are only allowed around the players so many hours during the week and stuff like that. So a lot of it is on them to do on their own and try and cram as much as possible in a short amount of time. So first couple of games, you're going to have some stuff to work out. Doesn't surprise me. Called a little conservative for that reason and others that we've mentioned. It's lesser competition. Do you really need to get fancy in your playbook against, Southern Miss? Dial it up a little more than you are, but no reason to delve deep into it.
Yeah, I did like the one little trick play. I guess the little flea flicker there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a spot on throw too. He couldn't have put it in there any better. That was really nice to see us getting kind of creative. That's always good to see. But I do agree. I guess you don't want to go out there and show your whole hand before you go play like probably one of the most important games of our season.
Oh, it's definitely one of the two most important games.
Yeah, I think other than Clemson, I think this Texas A&M is kind of a make or break. We could potentially lose the game and still be in good shape, but obviously we want to go out there and win.
Yeah, it's not going to affect conference record whatsoever, so it's not going to affect us either way making the ACC title game. But it's definitely I've looked at it all season as kind of a barometer of where the team is. Where do they kind of stack up, nationally? Because yes, everybody had questions about Texas A&M's offense coming into this season, but they've had a top 5 defense the last 3 years in a row. There was no question about that.
Right, and I guess I just tuned in on the TV here to see how they're doing. It looks like Missouri and Kansas State are running behind, so you have to go to the ESPN app to watch the game to watch that. But I do want to see how A&M does against App State. Yeah.
When you end up looking at the final stats of the game, though, you really can't be too mad. Van Dyke's 21 of 30 for 263 yards with a touchdown and an interception. Henry Parrish, 24 carries, over 100 yards again, 116. I think something that would have done them a little more good, in my opinion, in this game is a little more Thad Franklin. Southern Miss was really wanting to play physical in the trenches, and I think Thad Franklin, through the long run of the game, could have had more success against him because that's a big guy to try and stop and bring down play after play after play. He's 6 foot, 235, 240 pounds.
Yeah, he'll wear you down.
Yeah, you're going to get tired of him running into you after a while. And he broke off a few nice runs. Van Dyke, that one interception for Van Dyke, I don't know if there was a miscommunication. I don't know what that was, if it was just straight underthrow. I don't know. That was an ugly interception. But I'm not gonna take his lunch over it. It's one pick on the year. Every quarterback throws picks.
Yeah, and I definitely rather get that out of the way now. If we're gonna throw picks, I'd rather throw picks against Southern Miss than Texas A&M. But we'll see. Restrepo, he continues to look really good. I guess he got 7 receptions for 98 yards.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, he's quite impressive.
Yeah,
quite impressive.
I like that one. Brashard Smith. actually looked pretty good to me today, and so did Michael Redding again.
Right.
I know Restrepo's kind of his go-to guy, and he's got more of a rapport built with him for obvious reasons. You know, they're roommates in the whole 9 yards. But I understand having that. I don't want to see him get in the habit of keying in on him. Spread that ball around. These other guys are for the most part, proving that they can be sure-handed. They're going to catch what you throw at them. I mean, there was a couple of drops in the first quarter that I would consider unacceptable, but it didn't become a habit throughout the game, so I'm not really going to harp on that too much.
Right. Yeah. We definitely didn't play our best game today in no way, shape, or form. I mean, I really hope they get in there and, you know, clean up a lot of these issues. But it like I said, we got the W, so it could be worse. We're not sitting there we're not 1-1. We're actually 2-0, and that's at the end of the day, that's a positive note. But we definitely could have looked better.
Yeah, no doubt.